What up, y'all? Happy Monday. Welcome to another Mental Health Monday. It's your girl Z back again with another video that's going to help you on your healing journey. Okay? So if you made it this far, just know that I am a professional. I have a master's in social work. So what I'm about to give to you is backed up by the DSM, baby. Last week, I told y'all we were going to talk about grief. And so we're just going to do that. So grief is a very interesting thing because you can grieve anything, right? You can grieve the death of someone. You can grieve the death of an old relationship, toxic or not. You can grieve friendships. You can grieve the death of a lifestyle that you used to have, right? You can literally grieve anything. And oftentimes when people think about grief, we instantly think about the death of a loved one, our death, the death of our pets, our kids, or someone close to us, right? Or we think about death on a large scale. But it's important to know that grief comes in all shapes and forms, okay? And so for the purpose of this video, just as an introduction, we're going to talk a little bit about death grief, right? Because I noticed that over the last few years, there's been a lot of conversations just in my inner circle and around me about fear of death, right? Fear of the unknown, fear of things that just don't make sense to us because we're here and we're living and we haven't seen the other side, right? So it's important to know that death fear is 100% normal. It is backed up. You can literally Google it and it will show you that everyone goes through a period of grief around death, their own death or death of others, right? We also notice that there's extreme heights in times where people get anxiety around death, right? Largely being related to traumatic experiences. So 9/11 was a traumatic experience, right? And for most of us, we were really young, and so it didn't impact us the way COVID-19 impacted us, right? So everyone here has lived through COVID-19. Some of us have lost people due to COVID, and some of us have lost people just as the natural progression of life, right? While also living through COVID. So it's perfectly normal if right now you're experiencing a high level of death anxiety, because the reality of the situation is we lived through something very traumatic that we didn't know what was going to happen next, right? We didn't even know if we were going to be here. So I don't want you to shame yourself around that fear, around that anxiety, because that anxiety is real and it's also very, very normal. Okay, I think that honestly more of us should talk about it, because if we talked about it more, it would be more normalized, and then we'd be less likely to feel like we're in a silo. It's also important to note that if your death anxiety is really, really giving you fear around, maybe you can't sleep at night, or you're really, really anxious or depressed, or maybe you're starting to avoid things that you feel like may cause you death. Maybe you don't get on roller coasters, right? Maybe you're too afraid to drive because you got into a car accident, right? And you think it could have ended badly, or maybe it did, right? It's important to know that there are counselors, bereavement counselors, that are here to help you. There are also grief counselors that are here to work with you through that experience, to help you understand that, like, what you're experiencing is normal, it is okay, and really help you make sense of like where your life can be. So we've been talking about anxiety for some time, and we're going to continue to talk about different forms of grief and anxiety and depression, and also happy things too that are related to mental health. But if there's something that is really, really pressing that you really want to talk about, please drop a comment. I really do read the comments. You can also DM me, and we can make a video. We can talk about it. Let's start normalizing our healing, because we're all experiencing it together. I hope you found this helpful. I hope your pieces hit. I hope you have an amazing week. And remember, you're not alone. Don't feel like you're in a silo. We are all in this together, and healing is a process. I hope y'all have a beautiful day, y'all. Bye.